Now, let us start with the chapter that is called as brand, right? We'll understand different types of terminologies that are used in brand and all the different types of aspects that normally we use in brand, right? Let us start with the definition of brand first. What is a brand? A brand is a name, term, sign, symbol, or any design or combination of them that differentiates a particular product or a company from its rivals. That means, suppose for example, if I'm talking of Titan, it will differentiate from Swiss Watch. Swiss Watch is a company which is selling watches, and Titan is also a company which is a watch making company. So both these companies have got different name, different logo, different symbol, and it differentiates each others from this elements. So this is what I called as a brand. Role of brand, normally if we see in the market the different types of roles of brand, the first is it identifies the maker. So if I talk of a good brand, it identifies the maker who is making that brand. It also shows the simplicity of the product, how simply the product is made, how beautifully it has been crafted, what are the features. We have studied in the earlier chapter of product, we have studied how a product is differentiated from a service. So how a product is differentiated? It is differentiated through a brand, through its features, through its attributes, right? It has got a legal protection. It is an organized way of doing a business. So there is where we are talking of legal protection. Legal protection stands for I cannot copy the brand, I cannot copy its logo, I cannot copy its product. It is legally protected. It signifies a quality. It also gives me an entry barrier. What does it mean? Suppose like if I'm talking of a brand which is not permitted to sell in India, I cannot introduce that brand into the country. I have to change the brand name, or I have to, you can say, modify the product, or I have to change in certain way that a country or a company accepts it. It also serves the purpose of competitive advantage. When I talk of a brand is a competitive advantage over its rivals or the competing companies. Say for example, I want to buy a MI smartphone. It has got lot many good features and benefits. Now mostly all of us are using this MI brand. If I compete this brand with Samsung, it has got some other different features, right? So when I compare between these two super brands, what I get? I get my competitive advantage. I take a call, I take a decision that which brand I will go with. Also, the brand name signifies the premium product nature, right? If I talk of a very expensive cell phone, say Apple, iPhone, it normally comes with a lakh of rupees, right? So it comes up with special premium pricing. It comes up with special features. It comes up with a distinctive, unique look, which is completely differentiated from all its rivals, right? So brand also comes up with special premium price. In order to get that high cost product, you need to pay, you can say, spend a very high amount of money. So it comes up with a premium pricing also. So these are certain roles, some of the roles of a brand that normally we see in the market, right? As and when the slide progress, the chapter progress, we'll see lot many new things, that we'll learn lot many new terminologies on brands, right? Let us move forward. What is branding? If we have understood what is brand, it is easier for us to understand now what is branding. Branding is nothing but it is endowing a product or service with its power. Like suppose if I have make that same MI phone. Now the moment I print that name MI on top of that phone or at the back of the phone, it gives it the power. It gives a power to the product. That means the name signifies the powerful attention, which takes the attention of the customers, right? What is brand equity? Brand equity is a value which is endowed to the product or service. Let us take an example. Suppose, for example, we take brand equity, right? Let us take an example of MI phones. Again, the same example. MI phones are very good in quality. Now, MI company has thought that they'll come up with power bank and smart watches also. So these two products, which are called as the sub product of this company, what the company thinks of these two sub products, definitely they are good. Why? Because the impression of the phone is good in the market. So hence the product information or the impression on the other two products which the company has launched, it will be also good. So if I say that the impression of the smartphones comes on the power bank and watch, then this particular smartphone gives the brand equity or gives the power to its sub products in the market, right? Okay, now this is very important. This is called as CBBE, stands for consumer based brand equity. The basic difference, what is CBBE? First we need to understand in a very simple form. It is a differential effect of brand in the mind of consumer. I am buying a Raymond shirt and you are buying a Peter England shirt. These two shirts are completely different. Do quality are different, do prices are different. So if I think from the buying nature, if I'm buying a Peter England shirt and then think of a Raymond shirt, the two brands are completely different. That differences in the mind of a consumer, and that study, it sparks the CBBE model or the consumer based brand equity, right? Okay, another example, if we can take the two different brands coming up in the market, say a Quality Walls ice cream and Vadilal. These are the two examples we can cite for ice creams, right? So one consumer is using Quality and the other is using Vadilal, right? Again, the same consumer is exchanging the brands. So what he will think from the viewpoint of the benefit or the knowledge that one possesses on Quality and one possesses on Vadilal. The two knowledges are completely different on two brands. Understand? So this study says about the consumer based brand equity model, right? Okay, brand promises lot many things to the market. It promises, you can say, attributes. It promises prices. It promises features. It also promises, you can say, authenticity. But very simply, we have discussed in class how to remember a good brand name. The answer is keep in short and simple, right? The acronym we can use is KISS. That stands for keep in short and simple. So this is how we can remember the brand's name very nicely in our mind. There are some advantages of a strong brand. If we see, it gives improved perception, greater loyalty, cooperation of trade. It is less vulnerable to competitive market. That means a strong brand normally faces very less competition from its rival. Why? Because the brand is already strong. It doesn't require any more attachment or any kind of support to sustain in the market, right? It gives also the opportunity of licensing. That means I have the copyright, I have got the trademark, I've got the licensing of the product, which I can use in my brands. So these are some of the advantages that a strong brand normally feels, right? It has got larger margins. That means what? I can sell the product at a very higher price and consumers are ready to pay them. Okay. Brand elements, slogans, characters, logos, URLs stands for the website addresses, right? These are all what? This all resembles a brand name, or you can say it strikes in your mind the name of that particular brand. Say if I talk of www.google.com, it says about the Google brand, it speaks about the URL, it speaks about the logo. When I enter into the Google site, it says about the character of that particular site or that company or that brand, and the slogan, obviously, right? Slogan stands for the tagline, the punchline, what the company is using to resemble it in the mind of the consumers. Remember, guys, the chapter that we have studied, positioning, segmenting, targeting, and positioning. Positioning is nothing but it gives an impression of a brand in the mind of the user, the consumers, right? Let us move forward. As I've discussed before also, there are different criterias, brand elements, how we can see a good brand sees in the market. It should be memorable, the name should be meaningful, should be likable, it should be transferable. That means I'm using a brand, say Lux soap. It transfers the beauty into the users. The name says Lux. It transfers the beauty. What is the function of the Lux brand? It cleans your body, right? It gives you a good appearance, a good shiny look. So it transfers the attributes into the users. That is transferable. It should be adaptable. A brand should be adaptable to different conditions, right? If I'm talking of a good quality watch, it says that it works from -30 degree to +50 degrees Celsius. That means what? It is adaptable to different climatic conditions. The brand is very strong and it is protectable from the viewpoint of law, from legal viewpoint. That means it has to be copyright protected. It has to be, you can say, protected from any kind of, you can say, what we use. We can use a word like copying, right? Okay. How can we measure brand equity? ब्रांड इक्विटी को हम मेजर कर सकते हैं थ्रू ऑडिट्स, tracking the sales, and the brand valuation. Valuation stands for the what is the worth of the brand. Suppose like Google company sold out, who is purchasing Google will have to value the company's image, the valuation of the company, and then a price will be fixed on that company, and then somebody can purchase it, right? Brand equity. Brand equity, how to manage that? Brand reinforcement and brand revitalization. These are the two new terms. Reinforcements means what? I can reinforce, I can add a brand with other brand. Suppose, for example, we have learned in the previous chapter co-branding. Hero Honda recommends MRF tire. It's a brand reinforcement example. Revitalization, that means a brand is dead. I want to start that brand again in the market. It goes for revitalization. Like if you can recall the example of Parle biscuit. Parle is the largest biscuit manufacturer in the world in terms of volume. Earlier, Parle biscuits were there in the market. It has not changed its packaging. Nothing has been changed. But now there's a time they are also thinking of revitalization. That means changing, adapting the change in the society, the taste the consumer wants, and they are now coming up with new flavors in the market. Devising a branding strategy, right? How to devise a new branding strategy, devise a new brand element, think of a new element that you would like to introduce to the brand, right? Okay. Apply existing brand elements, whatever elements we have learned in this particular slide. If you can recall, these are the elements, right? Add those all, what we have learned here, and finally make a combination of old and new and launch the product in the market. There are certain advantages of brand extension. It gives a new product in the market a new face, a positive face. While there are some disadvantages also, the brand can be diluted, customers can have confusion in their mind which brand to go with, and they can damage the impression of parent brand also. And also goes with cannibalization. Cannibalization stands for a species eating the same species. Suppose if you talk of Maruti, say you can talk of Swift. If Swift is launched in the market, it damages the market of Maruti Alto. It is called as brand cannibalization. That means the same company eating its company's same product, or say different product, but coming from the same company. So this is what I call as cannibalization. A species eating its own species, right? Steps in strategic brand management. We can think of how we can manage the brand, how strategically we can identify and manage the brands. Identify and establish brand positioning. You understand the brand, where it is to be positioned, how it is to be positioned in the mind of consumers. We have to understand that. Plan a proper marketing for that. Measure that interpretation or the performance that is recorded in the mind of consumers by getting a questionnaire filled up from them. And finally, sustain the brand. That means grow with the brand. The company can grow. So these are some basic steps that are to be identified for a good brand, right? Now we'll come with a lot many informative definitions of brand terms, brand line. What is a brand line? All these different terms have been discussed here. We can see from the definition, normally the category of product that is offered in a company. Say we are talking of, let us take an example of Reliance. Reliance is offering different types of products in the market. Reliance Mall, right? I'm talking of Reliance Groceries. It has come up with different food items. So these all categories of food items, non-consumables, these are called as a brand line. If I talk of brand mix, that means a set of assortment to a particular brand line. Say for example, Reliance is coming up with different types of atta, the flour, the wheat flour, right? These are called as my brand lines. Wheat is a brand line. And if I talk of brand mix, different assortments of wheat flour. अलग-अलग type ना ये लोट market માં મળતા હોય છે, but under the banner of Reliance, they are called as brand mix. એના પછીનું જે term આવે છે, it is called as brand extension. Brand extension નો મતલબ છે અલગ-અલગ product જે આપણે માર્કેટમાં Reliance નું launch કર્યા છે. સપોઝ રિલાયન્સ નો આટા છે, એનું સોસ છે, એનું જેમ છે, એની જેલી છે, એની ચટણી છે, એના પાપડ છે. આ બધી અલગ-અલગ ટાઈપની product. All these types of product we have introduced in the market. They are called as my different brand extensions, right? Under the brand extensions, I do have called something which is called as sub brands. That means if I talk of Papad, I've got different variants of Papad. They are called as my sub brands. હવે સબ બ્રાન્ડ નું બર્થ આપ્યું હતું બ્રાન્ડ એક્સટેન્શન રાઈટ બ્રાન્ડે આપ્યું હતું તો આ આખી વસ્તુને આપણે કહીએ છીએ પેરેન્ટ બ્રાન્ડ કોને કહીએ છીએ બ્રાન્ડ એક્સટેન્શન જેને સબ બ્રાન્ડને જન્મ આપ્યું હતું રાઈટ ઓકે given a birth to sub brand it is called as parent brand can also be called as master brand or family brand right they are also called by this term so remember this terms just brand extension normally બે ટાઈપનો હોય line extension and a form extension line extension એટલે suppose if I'm talking of different types of colors or say if I'm talking of different flavors of ice creams which are available in the market brand extension what is line extension line extension નો મતલબ છે ચોકલેટ ફ્લેવર ના અંદરમાં ચોકલેટ કુકીઝ છે ચોકલેટ ક્રીમ છે ચોકલેટ કેરેમલ છે આ અલગ અલગ જે એના વેરાયટી આવી that is called as line extension form extension તમને યાદ હોય તો અલગ આપણે ફોર્મમાં મળે છે સપોઝ લિક્વિડ સોપ અને સોપ જે રેગ્યુલર આપણે સોલિડ સોપ જે યુઝ કરીએ છીએ these are two having same purpose but different forms આકાર અલગ છે એક લિક્વિડ ફોર્મમાં છે એક સોલિડ ફોર્મમાં છે right okay many companies they offer this brand lines supplied to a specific retailer or distribution channel right એને કહેવાય છે branded variant suppose હું ઘડિયાળ વેચું છું સ્વિસ વોચ વેચું છું હવે સ્વિસ વોચની સાથે હું સ્વિસ આર્મીના વોલેટ્સ બી વેચવાના સ્ટાર્ટ કર્યા બેલ્ટ વેચવાના સ્ટાર્ટ કર્યા પેન વેચવાની સ્ટાર્ટ કરી these are called as branded variants right remember these examples and finally they are licensed that's why they are called as licensed product just remember this term go through this video repeatedly and hear to this session repeatedly several times you'll come to understand still if you have any doubt we can definitely talk and we can clarify them thank you